And what's up guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to create the cleanest 1v1 map in Fortnite Creative. I will walk you through all the 1v1 map features, show you step by step how to create them, and most important, the map settings. And big thanks for 220 subs, it means a lot to me. If you enjoy that type of content, let me know by pressing the like button. Now let's get straight to the video. Alright, so once we're in the creative hub, we're gonna go to your creative portal, create new, and create this specific map. It's called Kevin Floating Island, and I'm gonna tell you why later. So you can name it whatever you want. I'm just gonna name it like this. And once we get in the island, we're gonna go and delete every single floating island, just like this. The reason behind is that once we delete everything, the only thing we're gonna be left with is the ocean. You'll get the lowest input delay and the highest FPS as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and place our first foundation. So once we're down here, we're gonna go to content, galleries, and we're gonna search black. This is the gallery I like to use. It's called structure gallery reflective black. As always, you can use whatever gallery you want, but for this video I'm going to use this one. After you pick the gallery, just grab a floor, wall, and the 1v1 stairs you're going to use, and we're gonna build the foundation. Mine is gonna be 6 by 7. Yours, it could be bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that it shouldn't be 6 by 6 or 4 by 4 or 5 by 5 because you won't have a center where you can place the stairs. I'm gonna place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're gonna close the square. So the foundation should look something like this. So once we have that, we're gonna fill it with floors on top, just like this. So this is how it should look like once you have the foundation. So after you've done that, you should have a center where you're gonna place your 1v1 stairs. Right center is right here. So once we've done that, that's pretty much the first step. Once we finish the first part, the next part is going to be the looks. So this includes the atmosphere, the fog, and the light intensity. As always, you can do whatever options you like, but if you wanna copy mine, I'm going to show you right now. We're gonna go to world and we're gonna click on the last option. Once we've done that, we're gonna select the time of the day to 9 p.m. and for now it should look something like this. My point is that I'm going to make a sunrise, so we're gonna go to light color, we're gonna make it on magenta. Light brightness, we're gonna make it something between 10 and 30, let's say 20. So right now it should look something like this. Fog thickness, we're gonna make it on 30%. So it should look something like this. So once we've done that part, we're gonna go ahead to island settings again, and I want you to copy my settings. Of course, if you want to adjust your settings more, you can do that or skip to the next part. But if you're a beginner, I'm going to show you the basic settings you should have on. We're going to start with the mode settings. We're going to go ahead to mode, click on structure, and this really depends on you. What I personally do is make the max players on 2. Next, we're going to go on eliminations, scroll down and eliminated players items, make it on keep. And another thing I forgot to mention is go to player, inventory, infinity consumables on, infinity reserve ammo on. Of course, if you want to add siphon, healing on elimination, you can adjust this option. So once we've done that, we're going to go to player, scroll down, go to equipment, and environment damage. You should have it on player build only. What this does is that prevents players from breaking your map, and they can only break the placed build. I'm gonna go ahead to searcher damage and make the same thing, enemy and self build. We're gonna go to shields, starting shield percentage, make it on 100. So you start with 200 health. Those settings are the ones that are necessary to have. Once we've done this part, we're gonna continue to the logical part. This includes the devices, the device settings. We're gonna start with the reset button. We're gonna go ahead to content, devices, and search for explosive device. Resize it to something like this, and then place it. Now go into the settings and copy my settings. These are all the settings you have to adjust on this device. Once you've copied my settings, you're gonna go ahead and search trigger. You're gonna rotate the trigger and place it somewhere right here. Then we're gonna grab a billboard. We're gonna place it over the trigger right here, and we're gonna adjust the text to whatever you want. I'm just gonna type reset build. This is how I did it. If you want to copy the billboard settings, those are my settings. Once you copy those, you're gonna go ahead to the trigger, copy my settings. Those are all the trigger settings you have to do. Once you copy those settings, you're gonna go ahead to the explosive device, go to events, go to functions, click explode, trigger on triggered, and reset trigger on triggered. Once you've done that, you're gonna go ahead and copy this device and place it on each side of the map. So here, here, and here. So it should look something like this. What you should keep in mind, those devices are not visible during games. You can place an additional explosive device on each of the sides to make sure every single build on the map is being reset. There we go. Now we're gonna go ahead to devices, search player spawner, do something like here, so they spawn on the stairs. And of course, turn off visible in game. Now we're gonna go ahead and build HP selector. For more aesthetic look, we're gonna go ahead to galleries and search glass. Gonna go ahead to this one. Now we're gonna resize it, rotate it something like this. Then we're gonna go to color, make it on purple, then copy it. Once we have this, we're gonna copy the build board. We're gonna go to here and rename it to 200 HP. If you want, you can change the color to yellow or something. In my case, I made it so it looks something like this. Then we're gonna go ahead to devices, grab a switch. So your switch settings, those are the ones you have to change. Then we're gonna rotate it, place it somewhere here. Then we're gonna go ahead and copy it on the next side. But this time, go to this one and initial state change it to off. So it looks like this. Then we're gonna go ahead to devices and search class. We're gonna go ahead and get class selector and class designer. Place two class selectors, but they're not gonna be visible during game, don't worry, but place them somewhere so players can't walk on. We're gonna place them right here. Your class selector settings should look something like this. After that, we're gonna go ahead and copy it. On the second one, change class to switch to on the number 2. Then we're gonna grab the class designer and copy settings. Once you have those settings, you're gonna copy this trigger and we're gonna place it right here. I'm just gonna reset the settings on this one. So those trigger settings are the same as the previous trigger. This time we're gonna go ahead to events on triggered. We're gonna make switch turn on, switch to turn off. We're gonna also add class selector enable and class selector 2 disable. Then copy this trigger, switch 1 turn off, switch 2 turn on, class selector disable, class selector 2 enable. Basically the same opposites as this one. Then for the actual switching, we're gonna go ahead here, grab a mutator zone, place it somewhere here in the middle. So the point here is once you select the HP, it's not going to immediately change. My way is more balanced. Whenever you start a 1v1 match, you go here and then it selects your HP. So your mutator settings should be this. Alright, once you've done that, you're gonna go ahead to events on player entering zone. You're gonna make it to class selector 1 change player to class and class selector 2 change player to class. Alright, now once we've done the HP selector and the reset button, we're gonna go ahead and make a barrier in the middle. Whenever you go here, it waits like 2 seconds, barrier goes off and the 1v1 starts and then reappears. Of course, if you don't want this, you can skip to the next part. So we're gonna go to quick menu, select build as prop origin edge. We're gonna go to devices, barrier, and we're gonna place it somewhere here in the middle and copy those settings. Once you copy those settings, you're gonna go ahead to devices, search player counter, and you're gonna place it here in the middle. So once you place it in the middle, you're gonna copy my settings. Those are the settings. Of course, it depends. If you want this thing to appear, then leave it like this. But if you want to disappear, go ahead, info panel visible, and make it on off. So once you've done that, you're gonna go ahead and place a time objective device right here, and you're gonna copy my settings again. So those are the settings you need to have on the time objective. Once you copy the settings, we're gonna link all of the devices we've just placed. So we're gonna go ahead to the player counter and we're gonna go to events on count succeed, send event to timer objective, start. Now we're gonna go to the time objective, we're gonna go to event, and on completed, we're gonna make barrier device disable. We're gonna go ahead to the player counter again. We're gonna go here on player counted, set player counter, compare players to target, and on player removed, we're gonna make player counter again, compare players to target. And then on count fails, we're gonna go to timer objective. We're gonna set it to stop. Also on count fail, barrier device enable. And that's pretty much it. Also, don't forget to put completion behavior on reset. The final part is placing the item spawner. So we're gonna go ahead and get an item placer and copy my settings. There we go. So those are the settings you have to once you've done that, go to weapons, pick the weapon you want to add. In my case, I'm going to add a golden pump shotgun, and then just drop it. So the item is going to be placed like this. Now you're gonna go ahead and rotate it in this direction and place it here on the ground like this. Then go ahead, copy it, and clear items. Then place the other item you want to put. I'm gonna put a blue assault rifle. There we go. And repeat this step until you add all the weapons you want. There we go. Now guys, we're gonna go ahead and test them up since you completed all the parts. Right away, I'm gonna grab a shotgun and an AR. Now we're gonna select 180 HP. So you see my HP changes to 180 and the barrier appears, disappears. So now we start the game. The barrier appears again and we can reset the builds like this. So guys, something I like to do is to put outlines on the map, for example like this. You can achieve this by going into the content galleries, scroll down until you see this one. It's called Ring Gallery A. Grab one of these and rotate it. Then you can make an outline just like this. Something I also added is a changing boot here and a changing boot over there. The last thing we're going to do is when the player hits the water, he teleports back to the map. Go to devices, search up mutated zone. Doesn't matter where you place it. Copy those settings. Once you copy those settings, you can place it here so it's beneath the floor. Just like this. So we're gonna go to devices again, type teleporter, place it on this side right here. These should be the settings. Once you've done that, you're gonna go to the mutated zone, go to event. On player entering zone, type teleporter, teleport. So this is the map tutorial guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to press the like button. So this is how you get a zero delay map with the highest FPS as possible. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, make sure to hit the like button because I really want to see if people enjoy the map tutorials. And let me know in the comments if you want me to make another map tutorial. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments. You can suggest me more maps ideas or more map tutorials so I can show you guys how to make them, and see you in the next episode.